Yesterday when I made that video, I think I casually said, and yeah, watch, after a 14-game Thursday, there's going to be like one game on Friday. There's one game on a Friday. When I said that yesterday, I was just being facetious, saying, yeah, watch, they're going to put one game. They're literally putting one NHL game on a Friday. I need to know what's going on here. There's no way that this isn't just natural. It didn't just happen like this. There's something being done behind closed doors. I'm convinced in a bunker somewhere in the offseason, Gary Bettman and that Professor Xavier guy in the NBA, Adam Silver, they meet in a bunker somewhere. A place where Goodell, who hears and sees everything, like you think your Amazon Alexa hears what's going on in your apartment, Goodell knows what you've been doing. Like the Chinese spyware on TikTok, Goodell laughs at that. He knows everything about all of us. And I know that somewhere in a bunker, that Bettman and that Professor X guy, Adam Silver, they concocted this plan. They came up with a handshake deal. Okay, listen, we'll take Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. And then you NBA, you just stack your games on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. That way we can bounce our audience back and forth. I can send the hockey guys to you on Wednesday, then you send them back to me Thursday. I got news for you. There's not a damn chance in hell. There's nothing. There's nothing that could get me to watch the NBA on any night of the season. I just watched Jordan Staal kill a penalty for 2 minutes, get stuck on the ice, take a shot right off his foot, and just limp out there against the worst team in the NHL, the last place team. That's what Jordan Staal, like a 38-year-old veteran, is doing out there. And then you expect me to turn on the NBA, where Kawhi Leonard just has his feet up for 5 years, saying, no, it's load management. Yeah, bring me some hot dogs. No, I refuse. I will never do it. Just give us a couple more hockey games on a Friday, please. I mean, we just had that Four Nations a couple weeks ago. I think you have games that you could place on a Friday night, when people are kind of off from work and would love to see it. What a scam, honestly. So what I'm going to have to do, don't think that I'm not going to have plenty to do. Just because there's one game, I'm going to be able to do just what I did 2 days ago with you. I'm going to take all the line combos once again, and you're going to start cursing at me. And then I'm going to say, those two teams who I gave you 2 days ago, and we went through the line combinations, and I got fully chuckied. Those same two teams played the very next night. And if you literally copy and pasted the bets, which I did, it's exactly what I wanted to happen on the night where you all had those bets in, because not all of them won. Under 50% of them won. And they ended up in the plus. This is what I wanted to happen. I'm still showing it to you here. This is what I wanted to happen 2 days ago. Because I know if you place those bets in, it felt like you lost, but you actually won. And in the long run, you do this over the course of a season with multiple games. On the right nights, you just blow so far past the competition that when you have a night, a full Chucky night like 2 nights ago, it's no big deal. So I'm going to do it once again here on a Friday. Let's take a second crack at it, a Child's Play trilogy. And we're going to do it, unfortunately, with the Columbus Blue Jackets, who have like 1 goal in their last 3 games. But if there is a nice remedy, if there's a nice little silver lining here on this Friday, is they're playing a team who has poor defense, no goaltending, and has engaged in many high-scoring games throughout the course of this season, the Pittsburgh Penguins. Let's go with both of these teams just like we did the other night. Columbus, now, just want to put in the caveat, let's assume, we know the case with the Penguins. We know their practice reports. They didn't have a game last night. Their lines are pretty much etched in stone. Columbus, on the other hand, they lost 1-0. I don't think they're going to rejigger their lines because they just did it yesterday and they got a point out of the game. So let's just assume they're going to have the same lines. I would confirm pregame, 30 minutes before the game. But these lines should be good to go. So let's go with the top line on Columbus, who haven't been scoring a lot. But earlier this year, every single night, this Marchenko point got up to like minus 200. Well, The one good thing about when you go cold, it chops that price all the way down. They're playing a poor defensive team who you can score against, and Marchenko's point prop is -125. Now, you need a pizzeria pick, you can start with that. But that top line of Marchenko, Fantilli, Kent Johnson, all three of those guys is over +300 for a little line mate same game parlay. So let's do that for a unit. Then let's do a half unit on Marchenko for 2 points, Johnson for a point, Fantilli for a point. That's pulling you a +800. Then on the other side with Pittsburgh, let's go with their most consistent offensive producers on their top line, Crosby and Raquel, both for a point, 1 unit bet. That's +110. And then let's go with the full line, Rust, Raquel, and a Crosby assist. Always remember, if you don't know who to take for an assist, if you know the game of hockey, if there was a 3-on-1 with those 3 players, who's the least likely to shoot the puck? You know it's Sidney Crosby, the same way you never had your car. So go with that full line, Crosby for an assist. That's about a +250 in that ballpark. This is a good time to let you know many times, in many instances, some players, if you're looking at this in the morning or very early, there are players who will end up being there who aren't there yet, but they end up on your sportsbook page in the player pool like 30 minutes before game time. I guess in the NFL, that's the equivalent of like when they add CBJ-PIT an hour before game time. Well, many times in the NHL, they'll add those second line players pretty much 30 minutes before game time. So if they do that, last 2 games, they've made Philip Tomasino available. You can take Philip Tomasino for a point, Evgeny Malkin for a point. Last game, that was like +400, so that's going to be somewhere in that ballpark. Then on the Columbus side, you can go with Yegor Chinakhov and Boone Jenner, both for a point. That will also put you over +400. Then let's do a little slice of the defensemen with the forwards. Let's go with Matt Grzelcyk for a point. He's the power play 1 defenseman for the Pittsburgh Penguins, and Sidney Crosby for 2 points. That's a half unit play. Then give me Chris Letang for an assist and Evgeny Malkin for a point. That's another half unit play. Then on the other side, give me Zach Werenski for an assist and Dmitry Voronkov for a point. That's like +260. He's the defenseman on the top power play, and Voronkov is that lone member of line 2 who's also on the top power play. That's what I like to do for guys who are priced well on that top power play, but they're from the second line, but none of their line mates are on that top power play. So what you do is usually take the assist for the defenseman and the point for that lone forward from the second line on the top power play, put those together. So there are an assortment of line combos right there for this game. If this is a 3-goal game, thank God it's the weekend. Like, look. Why do you think I just keep bringing this up? Like, do you think I'm just doing it like for some sick joke? Believe it or not, like, trust me, I do despise many of you. But when ultimately, like, you know, if they're deciding if I'm going up or down, I want to say, like, look, I tried to help. Like, Andy, show us one time you tried to help. When did you steal from the rich and give to the poor? I told them about the line when I'm in that Beetlejuice waiting room. I'm going to say, look at this. I tried telling them over, but you people, imagine that in the afterlife. I go, you people, you had to show them. All right? Like, build it and they will come. I sniffed it and nobody came. And they needed to see it. This is a seeing is believing crowd. I tell them sniffing is believing, but they're mostly a seeing is believing crowd. You gonna let them see? You gonna let them see? It's a Friday night, 1 game. All right, let them see. We will see if they let you see. But I will see you guys on Monday for another round of NHL Sniffs. If you want the weekend sniffs, you want the weekend sheets, you want to talk to some other sniffers about God knows what and cricket bets and whatever they're betting in the chats, you can do that over on the Patreon. It's patreon.com/AndyFrancis. However, you want to know who I really appreciate the most? The people who just like the content on this channel and want to support that. So if you want to do that, you can become a minority owner, the lone sponsor of this show. Yeah, no Yoo-hoo still. Nah, they haven't reached out to me. No Starburst, no Skittles. All right, I'll see you guys Monday. Hope some of these sniffs hit. Take it easy.
What's up, Sniffers? It's a Finnish Flash, Timo Solana here, reminding you to follow Andy for all the best NHL Sniffs on YouTube. Don't be a donkey. Like the video, leave a comment, and then you can go off and be a pirate.